This is an assumption question. The claim about quality has been made in this sentence here, and you see a steep gap here between this information suggested here, that documentation bottleneck cannot be removed unless all patients and treatment details are impeccably noted the first time, and the conclusion that this model not only accelerates patient care, it also assures a better quality of patient care. And all this while eliminating bottlenecks in the documentation. So what has been assumed here? This answer choice, that any documentation error would cause a delay in patient care and so would be prevented from occurring in a hospital that follows the team care model. This answer choice strengthens the conclusion, and it is something that must be true for the argument to hold ground. The primary goal of the hospital is out of the scope of the argument. If this model necessitates fundamental rethinking of hospital management, this is not necessarily a good thing, and if anything, answer choice B can be a marginally weakening statement, and therefore this cannot be a valid assumption. Even if it does not weaken the argument, this is just an operational detail that has no bearing on the conclusion, and it is definitely not something that must be true for the argument to hold ground. See, if this model does not necessitate fundamental rethinking of hospital management, it is only a good thing. It will not weaken the conclusion here. How the effects are achieved is just operational detail. This has no bearing on the conclusion of the argument, and it is not something that must be true for the argument to hold ground, so this cannot be a valid assumption. If the model is a concept that has not yet been put into practice in a hospital, is just additional detail that has little bearing on the conclusion of the argument. If at all, it can be a faintly weakening answer choice, not a strengthening answer choice, and therefore this can never be an assumption. An assumption always strengthens the conclusion, and it is something that must be true for the argument to hold ground. C is the correct answer choice.